Illman, Mike Beer, taking a look at race number 7 at Sunland Park on Sunday. It's the Sunland Park Oaks. These are 3-year-old fillies going a mile for $250,000. 6 horses in this race, but it's a pretty promising group, Mike. Your morning line favorite is one of the local horses. That's the number 1, Candy Isle, who has won her last 3 starts. She's going to be facing tougher competition this time around.
Yeah, listen, I'm not going to knock what she's been doing since this trainer took over. She's 3 for 3. The races all look good to me. I'm going to be kind of surprised if she's the favorite at post time.
Let's throw up the Timeform US pace projector for the Sunland Park Oaks. Not expecting too much pace, simply enchanting, stretching out and shipping in from Southern California for trainer Phil D'Amato. Showed tactical speed in her debut. I would think she's going to try to get close to the pace. Whether she makes it over a horse like the 4 Raspberry Wine, that could be a different story, but she'll be right there when the real racing starts.
She should be. Really promising debut from this filly, and they're going to step her right up and stretch her right out. I won't be surprised when they go. I did think that the one stretching out in this race could certainly go and try to secure the rail. Don't be surprised. The 5 recharges last on this pace projector. Don't be surprised if she's way closer.
Candy Isle, the number 1, sold for $250,000, is a weanling. She's by Gun Runner. She's won 3 stakes races in a row, including this race, the Borderplex, going 6.5 furlongs. And I thought she looked good in this race. She tracks down inside. She finds a seam angling 3 wide. She always moved comfortably, and she got it done at odds on. Buyer came back light.
It did. She's going to have to find a way to take a step forward in this field then. But this is kind of an easy win. I don't know if you're supposed to get too caught up in the figure that she earned. She really only ran at the end of this race and won it very easily. She's, very clearly facing some tougher horses here, but she might be pretty good.
Simply Enchanting, the number 2, is a debut winner for D'Amato, sprinting at Santa Anita back on January the 21st. Sat just off the early leaders, attacked this pace setter on the turn, and is going to get away at the end despite trying to lean in just a bit. Now, she's bred to go 2 turns. She's by Nyquist and a half-sister to Envoûtante.
Yeah, very well-bred filly here. They paid a lot of money for her, and she was very good at this debut. She got the right trip, but just looked really easy going about everything. And I just love the way she put away that favorite at the end there and got clear of that horse in the very late stages. Really, really promising debut.
Floating Beauty, the number 3, won by a country mile in her career debut over the bull ring at Delta Downs, but the waters got deeper in her last 2 starts, one at Oaklawn, one at the fairgrounds. She still has to prove that she's a stakes filly.
Yeah, she's got a lot to prove here. And listen, the kind of wins that she put up first time out at a track like that, just winning by a million lengths, to me, those races are just so hard to evaluate. I just don't really like what she's done in her 2 starts since then.
Raspberry Wine got it done 2 starts back at 1-5 in a maiden special weight sprinting at Sunland. We just saw her finish 3rd in the Borderplex. That was a race where she was part of a contested pace. Maybe she won't have to work so hard to get forward here.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I didn't really feel like there was some kind of easy trip coming for her here, Dan, that's going to make things different for her. She was just no match for Candy Isle last time.
Recharge is the number 5. This is a daughter of Gun Runner, a Winchell Thoroughbreds homebred trained by Steve Asmussen. And you have to be honest here, Steve's kind of taken the path of least resistance with this filly. The debut came at Remington Park. She won like breaking sticks. Then they sent her to Sam Houston for her 2-turn debut, and she looked good yet again, just rating comfortably off the pace. She hasn't changed leads in the stretch, Mike. She didn't have to.
No, she hasn't changed leads in either of her starts, but it hasn't affected her. She just runs away from fields. She was awful good in here, Dad. I mean, the chart caller, I guess, for some reason, didn't feel the need to note it, but this horse stumbled really badly at the start, bumped a horse, got caught wide around the first turn. It didn't matter. She just absolutely hammered that field. Obviously, this is a way tougher race, but she's been good in both of her starts.
And she's already passed that 2-turn test. Methods, the number 6, sold for about $25,000 in November and immediately paid some dividends. First time out, winning, going 6.5 at Sunland, showing good tactical speed, drawing away late, pulling off a 12-1 upset. She's going to have to do a little bit more as she steps way up in class, but this is the right way to start a career.
I like this performance from her. I mean, she was mixing it up in between horses for a long way in here, and then she finally gets away at the end. A good performance. It's just a way tougher spot.
Very nice performance there by Methods, but she is going to have to step up in class and in distance. I think she's going to drift a little bit off that 6-1 morning line. Let's take a look at our top picks for the Sunland Park Oaks. You're going with Recharge, very visually impressive 2 for 2, overcame that stumble at the start, now gets the class test.
Yeah, we'll see what happens here. She's going to have to take a step forward. I think she can do it. She's looked really good in her first 2 starts.
Again, she's passed 2-turn tests. Simply Enchanting hasn't. I like the way Simply Enchanting won her debut. I like the way she's bred. 5 and the 2 are 2 for me, 2 for Mike as well. 5-2-1-3. I'll go 2-5-1-3 in the Sunland Park Oaks on Sunland Derby Sunday. Good luck.